Hi friends, I'm Olivia Smith. Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel where I share the latest global news every day. You can also read more news on TimeGlitter.com. You can find all the links in the video description below. Friends, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, share with others, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Now let's jump into today's news. News headline: Supreme Court to hear Trump immunity claim in election interference case. News details: in a significant development, the U.S. Supreme Court has decided to review a highly unusual claim regarding Donald Trump's purported absolute immunity from prosecution. This claim pertains to a criminal case concerning his actions to overturn the 2020 election results. This decision now raises questions about whether the case will proceed to trial before the 2024 election. The justices have scheduled oral arguments for the week of April 22 to assess a recent ruling by a three-judge panel at the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. This ruling, issued earlier this month, decisively dismissed Trump's immunity assertion. Trump's criminal case will stay paused until the Supreme Court makes its final decision, a move that places it in a politically sensitive position, potentially affecting whether Trump faces trial before the presidential election in November. In an order without a signature, the court stated its intention to discuss at oral arguments whether and to what extent a former president is shielded by presidential immunity from criminal prosecution for actions alleged to involve official duties during their time in office. In the federal case related to the 2020 election, Trump is accused of 4 charges in Washington, D.C. by special counsel Jack Smith. These charges include conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct the congressional certification of election results, and violating rights. Last year, Trump attempted to have the charges dismissed, arguing in a lengthy 52-page document that the actions he was accused of fell within the outer perimeter of his official responsibilities. This argument suggested he couldn't be prosecuted due to the broad protections granted to the presidency. The motion to dismiss claimed that all of Trump's efforts detailed in the indictment to overturn his 2020 election loss, such as pressuring Vice President Mike Pence to halt the certification of Biden's victory and orchestrating false elector slates, were undertaken in his capacity as president and thus shielded from prosecution. The crux of the Trump legal team's argument was the extraordinary claim that not only did Trump deserve absolute presidential immunity, but that this immunity applied regardless of his intentions behind the actions described in the indictment. These arguments were dismissed by U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan and later by the three-judge panel at the D.C. Circuit. In a unanimous decision, though unsigned, they stated their inability to support such an expansive interpretation of executive power. The opinion emphasized that accepting Trump's stance would undermine the separation of powers by placing the president beyond the oversight of all 3 branches of government. We cannot accept that the office of the presidency shields its former occupants from the law indefinitely, the opinion stated. Last October, Trump's legal team opted to pursue the immunity claim primarily because it allowed for what is known as an interlocutory appeal, a pre-trial appeal that crucially halted the case while it was being resolved. Delaying the case has been a key strategy for Trump, aiming to push it past the election. This strategy hinges on the possibility of winning a second presidency, where he could potentially pardon himself or appoint an attorney general loyal to him who might drop the charges. With the Supreme Court now involved, the case remains on hold until the justices make a decision. Even if the court rules against Trump, the trial might not begin until late summer or later. The reason for the delay post-Supreme Court ruling is that Trump is entitled to the defense preparation time remaining from when he filed his first appeal to the D.C. Circuit on December 8, 2023. This triggered the stay, leaving Trump with 87 days from that period. Consequently, the earliest the trial could start in Washington is by adding 87 days to the date of the Supreme Court's final decision. Given that oral arguments are scheduled for April and a ruling might not come until May, the trial might be delayed until late September at the earliest, assuming the Supreme Court waits until the end of its current term in July. Friends, don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, share with others, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.